Well, the game is kicking off. NIP on CT and FaZe. We didn't talk about them much, but perhaps not much is needed to be said because they are pretty amazing at Counter-Strike, James.
Yeah, Guardian used to throw that smoke for Navi as well. Smoke onto the short position. The numbers are streaming in, and it may allow them to plant the bomb in that position, especially with Draken towards the market area. Headshots coming in for both sides, but this can be retrievable. Get right, doesn't see the player to his left, which is Guardian, holding the angle. Olofmeister looking towards short, and they've got a player on the high ground, which is Carrigan. Default plant for the T side. There's a kit on to Get right as well. He's got a smoke. He can try and isolate these players, but he may just want to go for the headshots instead. So far, so good. They can try and bait Carrigan out with the smoke defuse now. There's a smoke grenade. Get right going to look for the angle. No one touching the bomb just yet, so they kind of need to do that to bait Carrigan, but he's still facing. He's shooting the bomb, but not the player. Get right with the kit, holding things down, and Exist will get the final frag. A successful pistol for MIP.
What a retake.
That's
That was
very
really
solid.
nice.
Just a really, really hard shot to hit that Exist makes from short there that allows for them to move closer into the bomb site. And again, it's it's never been a doubt of like what kind of individual skill NIP has had. It's more that it kind of been a similar fashion as to the VP guys. The quality they possess, but they haven't been able to necessarily showcase it or put it out on a consistent basis for a long time.
Yeah, well, let's see if they can build off that impressive start. NIP already losing Draken to Olofmeister. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, how tempting it is to face. Obviously, when the bomb does go down and you detect that there's no force bar, you're going to be much more encouraged to do it. So I'm very forgiving of it in this round. Obviously, had FaZe not got the bomb down and the force would have been likely, then it wouldn't have been as forgiving.
No.
But yeah, as mentioned, AKs are out promptly. See what FaZe can do with them.
So it's going to be a low econ, or yeah, low utility buy as well. Only 2 smokes really to work off of. Already one of them going down towards mid. So yeah, FaZe have to more or less heavily rely on contact plays and pickoffs to get anywhere around on this map now. It starts off well. Olaf finds rest and underpass, gets spotted out by Exist. But I like this aggressive move from NIP in the A-halls here. You can see Draken and Get right set up initially to go aggressive in A-apps. This gives them actually quite a bit of map control. And Draken is in a prime position to punish Nico.
Beautiful stuff. The timing works out really well. I like the little pause and just hold at the off angle.
Yeah.
That's some really good game sense there, understanding that with the timing as it is, a player could reappear in that position.
Yeah, like, it could be just a very passive setup, right, where Nico sits at the back of the T-steps, just waiting for people to push aggressively.
Yeah, so that definitely was
very well done.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering that it does bring NIP into a man advantage situation, which against FaZe, you're always going to want that, of course.
It's hard enough to play versus 3 of them.
Yep.
For now, though, FaZe getting picked off, not really finding any opportunities to refrag either. It's looking really good for NIP so far.
Yeah, this is a great start from them. Still work to be done in this round, however, for FaZe. They can, of course, always find an opening, especially with the likes of Rain, although he will be dropped on by Draken. So that's just Guardian to try to get some damage here. Just get a frag or 2, I think that would be a really good result. But Exist is ready for it. Another great round from Exist.
Yeah, he's been hitting shots early on here. Already sitting on 8 frags. Not too shabby at all.
What we've seen recently, you mentioned aggression, Halvor. What we've seen recently from NIP, I think at E-League as well, is I think they're trying to be, not be predictable. I think that's one of the big focuses for them. And on their CT side, they are not shy to get extremely aggressive. We saw a crazy split of B apartments on the CT side of NIP. In Atlanta. Unfortunately, when they did that, the T's were over towards A, but we may see those ideas come into play again. Grenades raining in. Olofmeister taking much damage. No Kevlar for him. The bomb is still in control of FaZe for the time being, and Forest is drawn out. They haven't picked up any weapons yet, FaZe, which is very important. Although maybe this Deagle has more kills to deliver.
They're just going a bit nuts, aren't they? Just getting sort of picked off piece by piece.
Yeah, Forrest got a little bit too eager there on Catwalk. Was very focused on being able to take down Olofmeister. Which sets up for an easy kill for Guardian. But still, should be very doable for NIP to close this out. They are on the opposite side of the map, though, so there's an opportunity for FaZe to get a bomb plant down here, which obviously would help their economy tremendously. Only issue, though, is that Ulfmeister is so heavily tagged that he can barely look at people without dying.
Yeah, FaZe, they're not convinced that no one is going to be on this site. And that time has allowed the CTs not only to push through apartments, but also for Rest to rotate. He's waiting for a plant to come in. Will he peek? 25 seconds left, he's wondering. There it is, a great burst for Guardian. That leaves Olafmeister with 15 HP. And now it's a question of damage. Or maybe more if he got that kill, but get right, is not going to allow it on this occasion. 4-0. More expensive than NIP could have expected, and maybe that will keep their money honest. FaZe coming in for the buy. Guardian on AWP, but he's got to give up the helmet because of his Deagle purchase. Maybe gambling on a bomb plant.
NIP going directly for a double op setup. Forrest picking that up to play from Catwalk most likely.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Forrest picking up the AWP, because usually he's only going to do it in a spot where he really wants to play it.
Yeah.
He's like that kind of player, otherwise he's getting 5 minutes of time. Okay, so let's get the pick off there up on this mid-aggression from NIP, and this is really crucial too, because obviously this allows them a very fast push up short if they want to go for the retake here, but we see Forrest, he is challenged immediately here. Great shots connected, that AWP definitely a good choice for him in this situation. Nico does get himself 2, but it is far too few. Guardian's in though. Surely Guardian can't get this done. Ooh.
Nice off angle there from Draken. It's so awesome to see Forrest AWPing. It's really exciting. I don't know if you find it. I find it exciting.
Yeah, no, because again, it's like when Forrest picks it up, it's like it's because he wants to AWP. He has that freedom, right? He's one of those players.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot from him. Super fast. And they keep FaZe on a big fat 0. A fully equipped NIP. Can they avoid the Deagle though? Only one Deagle this time. Well, there was only one Deagle last time perhaps, but CZ will need to get a bit closer to do some damage. Forrest though, he is still being aggressive towards the short position. Tries to keep a cheeky eye on the proceedings. Molotov will slow the players down. I like the coordination with Exist there. Get Rice taking some damage in the meantime. Grenade will miss the mark as Nico's fallen back in at right time. Now comes the push from FaZe.
It's a good initial kill from Exist. Very blind, very awkward, but he gets it done. And that's Draken isolated, and he will not be having a good time of it. Forrest into the fray now. Obviously, no more AWP for him. He's got the M4 out, and this working out quite well. Just taking pot shots whilst booted up on the toll booth, just taking out everyone. It seemed like there was no response there for Forrest's onslaught, for the Forrest hail of bullets.
It's interesting. I know they give Draken a lot of freedom, but I don't know if you want to be in the site through smokes on your own with an AWP around triple. Very dangerous stuff. 6-0, they keep clean sheets. The double AWPs continue, but now they're known by FaZe, so we'll see if that changes the approach. Draken parkour continues in CPL, but this time he won't be making a play, but because of that previous aggression, up mid by the CT side. Almost like Virtus Pro when they're at their best. You do wonder if it'll make FaZe more patient.
So far it actually has just been non-stop aggression on the CT side from NIP, which is really cool to see. This time they do get punished for it, losing one man on opposite sides of the map, but I think it's perfectly fine. Like, that's something you have to live with if you want to play an aggressive CT style, that sometimes it will just fall flat on its face, and sometimes it'll work marvelously for you.
Yeah, look at all these little plays going on. Of course, that pick from Draken, that forward pick, then through the smoke.
Did
like
Kerrigan hear
ships
that?
in the night. He must have. They both heard it, I think. They.
No, it definitely heard it.
Ooh, Draken can't get it done. There, Kerrigan gets the double. Really important kills. Forrest, his main mission now is likely damaged. I don't know that their economy is all that healthy.
No, I'm highly doubtful it is, because Forrest decided to buy up an op. They didn't pick one up or have one dropped for him, so.
I thought that was quite cool, actually, considering that he, of course, in the previous round to that, had dropped his AWP so Draken could have it. Then to go back to a double AWP, the round after that.
Yeah, I'm actually not a big fan of that. I think they would have been perfectly fine if playing at least 1 or 2 rounds extra with just Forrest on the Colts.
It's definitely quite risky. You need that AWP to sort of survive, don't you? That double AWP.
Yeah, because you become an enemy. You become an enemy for yourself because you're winning rounds, but you yourself are putting in your team in a position where you're not building up an economy. And I'm not necessarily sure that NIP can only win rounds with double ops. For instance, like they've already showed that they've been able to win rounds with rifles only, or just one op on the side of their CT side. So yeah, a little bit questionable, but in the end they will be able to fly up again with another op. But this is really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
It seems that NIP want to change their identity. Ooh, that's a lovely spawn play, and maybe, well, obviously a play into perhaps the underpass from Exist, but the timing doesn't work out, so that's an early advantage, and that's maybe a kill that leads FaZe into a comeback, because obviously they have the potential to break the money of the CT side in this round.
Might also lead NIP into some risk-taking here, because they need to do something proactive, and that is perfect. That's really, really nice there from NIP. Get a kill before FaZe get to initiate their plan. That's exactly the timing window you want to get these frags. Olofmeister, though, able to do something similar towards Connector, and that will destabilize the defense slightly. But Get Right's position, should they not suspect this, will be so catastrophic for FaZe. It looks like it is being checked for. Really nice peek there up the ladder from Nico to get that information.
Smart stuff. Great cover for the bomb. And that might just be the round.
Is very unlikely that Rest wants to go for this in a situation where he's, well, 1v3. Even though he has 100 HP, not a lot of damage done to the FaZe members. And they're going to have to eco following this.
Yeah, you know, we spoke yesterday in the matches about, I don't know if it was Immortals or maybe more than one team, about what is their identity in the situations they're currently in. But
yeah,
to me it seems that NIP definitely want to change that to this more aggressive style. Although I think we've seen repeatedly that aggression 100% of the time might not be the best idea.
Yeah, it's not optimal.
I think when Virtus Pro are at the most dangerous is when you don't know if they're going to be aggressive this round or passive this round, and you spend lots of time standing at top mid with an AWP, waiting for a CT push, which never comes. I think that balance is always cool to see.
Yeah, as with most things, it's all about finding that perfect balance between how you play and what you make your opponent do, or what you make your opponent think you're doing. And that is, there's no perfect formula for it. A lot of it comes down to understanding of the game, or just understanding of a certain situation at the given moment. Right now, though, the stack from NIP initially in mid does not pan out, as FaZe has just decided to move up on that A bomb site.
Now the question here is whether NIP run in like lemmings and all die and give away money for free to FaZe, or whether they just chill out. Because there's actually almost no way to get proper exit frags here. It's really difficult.
Wolfmaster's been headshot like 3 times already. Still not dying. Ends up with 3 frags, but the cavalry is still not out. But he's got backup from Kerrigan. So very unlikely to see Get Right find any sort of. I think he's looking for the Deagle of. Can't remember who picked it up, but he's looking for a Deagle right now.
Did he just run past it?
Yeah.
I think he did.
I think he gave up. Well, that works too. He's gonna find Wolfmeister as well. So he's gonna get an AK instead.
That's actually unreal.
They get their value after all.
Oh no, they don't.
Denied. Nico denying
he's taken
again.
$9,000 away, so.
Yeah, I know. That is definitely a bonus.
Yeah, I mean that's not probably going to happen most of the time. But there we go. NIP back on the buy, and it almost calls for more aggression because of their lack of utility in this round.
Yeah, I would have liked to see something similar to what they did in, I think it was their first buy round, where you had Get Right and Draken pushing out aggressively in A-halls to get early map control there. Right now they've posted up more passively. They do have an op on Draken, so he's going to be rummaging around. And I guess to a certain extent, even though you're not necessarily moving aggressively forward on the map, you do have a very mobile opera in Draken who is very good at placing himself in good aggressive positions. I think, if anything, what he needs to work with is how he places up, or how he positions himself defensively.
Oh, that was a nice angle from Rez, but perhaps it was too dark to find the dome, and he'll be scalped. And that is that's the call for FaZe to move into the B bomb site. No one else is there for the CT side. 2 players around the CPR position, and Draken making his way towards market.
Oh, missed flash there, but it won't really matter too much. Not how successful this can really be for NIP. It's a good trade there, but it's hard to get into position. They are trying to make an effort up short here. Forrest committing in.
I think, well, Forrest is too deep to actually fall back, but Draken should not be anywhere near this.
Yeah, there was a flank as well, which is now going into towards connector, so Draken is probably going to get caught with a knife in his hand.
Yeah.
There's the bait from Carrigan.
Carrigan knows that he's not going through that murder hole.
Damn, son.
I feel like there's too many players who still fall for that. They're thinking like, I'm sure it'll be fine. It's like, there's no way he's waiting there.
Rain is waiting for his first kill.
Yeah. I mean, FaZe picking up 4 rounds without Rain having done anything at all.
He's just running around. He's on one of those
decoy mission.
Personal mobility vehicles. Oh dear.
Yeah.
That's a gift package right there.
We never, I mean, you so rarely see that actually work. I'm so happy to see that work.
Yeah, NIP, they're one of the better teams with grenades on Mirage.
Oh,
on
wow.
both sides. They used to throw grenades over ramp, over the roof of it to people who potentially throw grenades into the site. On a T side, you'll often see Get Right throwing a HE grenade into the underpass for a CT waiting around the corner on eco or otherwise. And in a double nades, it's something that goes once it's out of the meta and you're not looking for it anymore in a pro match, and then suddenly it's back again, and you're dead.
What do your FaZe do here? Because they are down 2 men. There's 2 AKs collected by NIP. They got deagles. It's not an easy situation. I mean, they were waiting forever to try to catch an aggression. And without having any Kevlar, NIP players, they have to be very careful not to really face.
I feel like they have the right idea now. I would have liked to seen Rain actually join up with Kerrigan on short instead of going into apps. For that particular reason, there's much more space to move about. There's a lot of awkward angles that you have to clear out as well. And I think it's also a good way of actually, building a bit of a distraction for anyone who is coming up short. For anyone who's coming through B apps.
20 seconds left. If I'm Guardian, I'm running away, or I'm throwing the AWP over the wall.
Wow, they made so much money there. They picked up an AWP, 2 AKs, and they didn't, I mean, they were saving.
Yeah.
It was just a few deagles, basically, that was it, and some nades. Wow. That's a big swing. I mean, if NIP win this round, that's going to really set that FaZe back dramatically. Got in with a fast pick attempt here, smoked off though. Draken looking over the fence. Oh, that is
Did he
gorgeous.
actually see anything, or did he just shoot off of
I think he may have.
the nades that were coming out?
He sensed a disturbance in the force.
So did Olofmeister, picking up Get Right in existence in the matter of half a second.
He's having one hell of a game, is Olofmeister right now.
Yeah. I think he's up to 16 or 17 kills already?
Yeah.
16. So I guess he's picking up where the slack from Rain right now, because Rain has had absolutely 0 impact so far.
I'm sure he's throwing some good grenades and being in some good positions.
He's been in some good positions, but he hasn't really taken advantage of it. Nonetheless, the retake is on. Rez finds the first frag onto Olofmeister, but
if he made it past! The bomb was not planted for the T's. Draken flying into the angle. Guardian and Draken dueling, but it's really hard to beat Guardian.
I love how Draken's just like going for, I love the shots that he goes for. It's great to watch. But yeah,
it is why he's a highlight player.
He is absolutely through and through. Oh, Gerro's got himself a Nova.
Nice.
That's an interesting choice.
Tight spread, longer range.
Inside AFs we go.
I have one of those.
This is a scary buy. I mean, look, NIP have 2 AWPs with this buy. It's actually very scary.
They got 3 AWPs, man. The Nova's just close range.
And they've got, the godlike weapon. They've got a CZ.
Yes, basically
the only scrub on the team was exist to but a Colt for some reason. What was he thinking?
How dare he?
Well, mid control given up for now from NIP. Understandable, they don't really have any utility to work with here, so they can't actively re-aggress. Oh, leg shot. That's a shame.
Yeah, that is quite annoying, isn't it? But still, so weakened Rain at the very least. Walk into this A site. Response so far from. Whoa, what is going on there? Just bunny hopping around. What a dodge.
Is that the garden hose right there?
That's hilarious.
Geroy's doing new things with that Nova.
Oh, this is falling apart. There we go. There's one kill.
Rain has also gotten on the board now.
Good for $900. The rotation will be heard from the short players, I'm sure.
It's a solid Nova skin, by the way.
Exo. I have the antique one.
The antique one is by far the coolest Nova skin.
Yeah. Oh, he's playing it well. He's playing it well. Nico's surely going to look away. Come on, get right. Look up. Look up. Oh, he's still looking.
He got the flower. He got the flower pot.
The pot.
Plot of the pot.
When you said cult, it reminded me of the Silent Storm 4, which technically isn't a cult in this game, right? But
Yeah.
I have the Dark Water skin,
That is actually really nice.
and I called it Big Black Cult. That's literally the best name possible for any Silent Storm 4 skin. Come at me. Big Black Cult.
You don't see many Dark Waters these days, do you?
No, not anymore.
It's a nice game.
People like the new stuff. I'm just going to say it one more time. Big Black Cult.
Hipsters.
Oh, yeah.
Well, bit of a stack coming in from NIP as well this time around. They've stacked quite a bit actually on their ecos so far in this game. It's understandable as well. You have pretty much nothing to work with, so you might as well go up in numbers.
But now this is even worse than the last time in terms of
Being able to do anything.
yeah.
Yeah, now we get to see whether or not they decide to just stick as a group and yeah. 3-man peek towards Catwalk.
They're going for it. They want to run to their doom. It's not like there's SMGs though. It could be a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
Feels like NIP sort of ran out of steam on their CT side.
I'm still not convinced that I'm loving the double op setup.
Yeah.
It just costs so much money and puts them in a bit of a black hole once they get broken, so it's hard to
flip
really
side
maintain.
problems.
Yeah.
We saw all of this on Mirage and Cobblestone when Flipside had Simple and World at it.
Yeah, exactly. And then
So
you end up with these kind of wonky buys where you have two people opting for double ops, and then you have two of your teammates going for a ZZ and a Nova instead. Like, instead of having drops around, that kind of stuff. And sure, it's fair at times to bust it out, but I think it's a bit too much reliance on having double ops here from NIP side.
Karragan harassing, but Forrest is coming in from the back, and he'll see that no one else is there, and that's going to force FaZe to speed up towards the A site before the rotation comes in. Creeping through Connector, and another kill for Rain. In his kill column, that is. Olofmeister. Or in his death column, rather. There we go. Forrest and Rez towards CT. Another disadvantage situation, which gets worse because Guardian is too fast today.
Well, I think it's all Olofmeister as well. What is going on? He's just killing everyone. Forrest. Oh, really nice there, but he can't transfer onto Nico. And down to 1 HP though. 20 kills on Olofmeister. 20 kills. It's quite the half from him.
He's doing it.
He's doing
getting
something.
a lot of opening frags as well with it. It's not necessarily him being the
No.
third guy in, just creating a lot of space for FaZe.
I think they've all been pretty high impact, all of his kills.
Yeah.
He's only got one MVP though. He's clearly not working hard enough, is he?
Rain, obviously, Rain having an equally good game as Olofmeister, according to the NDPs.
Exactly. Rain's like, what? What's the problem? What seems to be the problem, officer?
You know, because that's how it works. You know, one MVP star means that one round is all you.
Ooh, where is Jacken's smoke grenade going? Maybe to the window?
Kitchen opening door.
Let's find out. But he's got the flash for his teammates as well. Okay, so just one arch smoke. Single arch smoke play. New stuff. The CT's all still alive though. They abandon the site and then they abandon their lives. Karragan, Olofmeister being eliminated. Guardian will use the smoke to close the distance, but NIP are closing the gap between themselves and round number 8. Still more work to do though. Guardian 2 kills so far. Where is Nico? Has he announced his position? Not yet, and that's one way to do it. Draken now. He's got to waste some time. They don't ever kit these players. Just needs to kill a bit more time. Has he done enough? Doesn't seem like he has.
Oh, it's going to be diffused for FaZe. I'm curious if they had it. Yeah, they had a diffused kit. Nico's picked it up as well.
I'm surprised Guardian didn't die much earlier.
I'm surprised. Yeah, like when he
was the
couldn't
big
connect with the
problem.
two first duels he took
Yeah.
from the pillar, I would expect the guy from short to 100% kill him.
Yeah, because exactly. He was facing 2 players. I mean,
Yeah,
in this
this
situation.
one.
Yeah.
This is a very good shot on Rez, though.
And that was really that was the straw that broke the camel's back, really. Okay, well, it's time to eco for NIP. They get themselves 2 deagles, which I think is cool. You know, it's good to, considering especially how good the deagle is, and on an open map like Mirage with long ranges, I think it does make a lot of sense to try and get that damage in. Very small investment.
Damn, son.
That's the, I really like the fact that more and more teams are buying just deagle straight up.
Yeah,
like
deagle,
no
yes,
kev,
yeah,
exactly.
it's not worth it.
Because it also allows you to buy deagle twice in a row and still have
Yes.
an okay buy, even if you don't get a single kill.
Yeah, that's what I always like as well.
So for now, 1-for-1 trade. Guardian's taken out. He only had a scout, so not the biggest get in that sense. Nice shot from Nico there to execute Draken. Find Forest as well.
I'm just wondering what the new T skins are like on Mirage compared to Dust 2, because there's lots of blues and whites on Mirage, as you
Similar
can see.
theme, kind of.
Yeah, but on Dust 2, there's lots of that like sandy yellow.
Yeah.
A lot more of the sandy yellow. And if you look at the bald guy, who looks pretty awesome actually. You look at the bald guy, and he blends in a lot to the yellows.
Yeah, true. I think one of the bigger issues with Dust 2, or at least the old Dust 2, was the fact that you can't turn off HDR in CSGO for some reason. And that makes every bright surface or wall extremely bright. So for instance, if you play with yellow crosshair, it just blends into the background. I'm not sure, like, I've never noticed as much of an issue with that on Mirage. It doesn't seem like it's as bright.
Yeah, I think it's a good comparison of the textures. Because Dust 2, the new Dust 2 does look quite kind of urine coloured. It's not the most amazing.
That's one way of putting it.
So there's Baldy, and yeah, he's one of the guys, maybe the guy with the thing on his head next to him.
This
as
is
well.
like Rogue Moses.
Like Get Right's avatar will blend in a lot on Dust 2.
I'm really hoping for November that Moses like gets that kind of a stash. That would be glorious. It's like a proper handlebar.
I don't want to see him with the moustache.
Can't wait to see Henry's mustache. That's stuff of legends.
Oh god.
Lurpis's mustache is the best one.
Rain playing up close with the smoke. Not going to be able to find anything. Instead, it's going to be Nico to find the first frag for FaZe, but still favorable trade for NIP.
Guardian's only on a scout, which may be a problem, and indeed it is. The numbers game working out really well. NIP avoiding that duel with Olof Meister. He is on fire today. Maybe that will continue on the CT side. Carrigan and Olof. And Forrest has been left with a lot to do, but he's forced out from a Molotov. Can he get any kills there? He's got to buy time for this rotation. The rotation being cancelled. Draken going back towards the palace area. Forrest, though, he's still alive somehow. He wasted so much time. Where is Draken? They're looking for him on the ramp position. There's a smoke for the bomb, but will he face in timely fashion? Olof Meister looking for it and finding him. None other than Olof. And he will be allowed to get a defuse.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's getting another MVP start, right?
Yeah, he's got the kit, so he had to do it. Good awareness, fast awareness from FaZe.
Wow, Olof is just crushing today. I mean, obviously Nico is only 6 kills behind him, but it's actually quite a funny contrast with Rain, who's still really struggling.
Yeah, no, Rain's just not having a great day, is he? Which is surprising because normally Rain is just the epitome of consistency for this FaZe team, and he's been playing extremely well as of late too.
Agreed.
I used to say epitome instead of epitome.
Yeah.
Because I'd always read it, but never...
Oh yeah, Reddit never said it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I pointed that out.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point.
Epitome.
How do you say it? And I'm like, I can't let him do this. I can't let him do this.
Let's just go down with this sinking ship.
I was really embarrassed afterwards. It's like, man, how is that my reality? How is this Rain's reality? 2 for 14.
I should have just started saying it like that as well.
Wait, do you guys
just to
say
mess with you?
do you guys say schedule or schedule?
He says schedule.
Yeah, but schedule.
And I say schedule.
Yeah, that's correct.
Schedule is the British way of saying it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is the correct way.
That is true.
Olof Meister just ready for the ting. Man advantage for FaZe. Rain dead, of course.
Jeez.
Same. I hope they're just laughing at it and just ribbing him.
This has to be like the worst game he's ever had. I feel like.
Yeah.
He's what, 2-15?
Yeah.
They're still winning though.
They are, for the time being. Guardian picked off in the CPL position, and there's going to be a very fast boost from NIP. But can they get into a flanking position? Perhaps not, because none other than Olofmeister is there, delivering yet more headshots.
It's been really fun to see kind of the resurgence that both Olofmeister and Guardian have had ever since they got into this FaZe lineup, compared to the situation they found themselves for, you know, over 6 months in their previous teams. Olofmeister looking more and more like 2015 edition of himself.
Perfect flank from Karrigan on short, and that makes life go from bad to worse for NIP. Get right in a sticky situation, and Nico will put him out of his misery. You can avoid Olofmeister, but you can't avoid Olofmeister and Nico. We need rain cam. Can we do rain cam? It is a Nico round from NIP though.
Well, that's solid time for him to get back on the board.
Yeah.
He does have 6 assists though, so he has been shooting at people.
Bullets have been fired.
Some of them have connected.
I tried to play deathmatch on a plane once, connected to the Wi-Fi.
I think I saw pictures of this.
Yeah, but I had.
Did you find a server?
No, I was trying to do Valve deathmatch.
Yeah.
But my ping was like over 1,000, so I wasn't able to connect to a server.
Did you send an angry tweet to the airline afterwards, like, get your shit together?
Language, please. No, I did not. But it's really weird. I find in most plane Wi-Fi, your location is set to Germany, no matter where I've been, and it's normally been between the UK and America. But for some reason, it goes via Germany. It's the Germans. Anyway, enough about planes and deathmatch and Wi-Fi. NIP with a fast execute towards the B bomb site. That grenade will yield some results. It's a nice burst off as well. Karrigan is set the scene nicely to slow down this push. All the kills raining in for the CT side. The entire CT team is there. Everybody's on B. When do you see that? Right, now we need rain cap.
There we go. In-game director, Sliggy.
Well, this is going to be interesting. Let's have an AK. This is that round where he aces, obviously.
See? Support for his teammates, getting the flash up towards top mid, stopping any fast plays from the NIP side, and then smoking off a ramp. Marvelous stuff from Rain, but he's going to have 2 people coming his way, and he may be the initial engager. Oh, Forrest's got a 2K towards the underpass, but we are on rain cam, so it's perfectly fine. Constantly peeking, just waiting to see what's going on. And
Now he saves. Now he saves.
well, he's got 2 teammates left to play with, so he's got more work to do. Looking to see what's going on in the middle area. Guardian, oh no, it's just Rain alone now. It's 1 versus 5 Rain.
The 1v5 clutch.
Rez will be the initial engager. This is a massive pressure. Oh, we got it. There we go. 50% increase in kills, but he's got 12 HP. What does Rain do in this situation? There is massive pressure on the man.
Does have a flash.
He's being flanked as well, but not by 1, but by 2 players. So they have a good read as to where he might be. Surely he is doomed. Oh, he's got sounds. He's heard. He's heard! That's another one.
Surely won't expect the second guy, right?
Self-preservation society, that's where we are. Rain, he just wants to live. Just let me live, damn it. But he's got to run away because he's too far from the bomb. Oh, awkward stuff. But he will ultimately go down.
100% increase though, while on rain cam.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff.
So, following this logic, following this trend, if we keep the rain cam going, he should get a 4K this round.
Rain cam and rain replays. I feel bad that we stopped our director from showing Forest 2K, so we'll leave it back in capable hands of Sliggy.
Oh, he got a double collateral there. Double. That doesn't make sense. He got 2 tags. Let's just say 2 legs.
Can we just give credit to the fact that both those shots were seen in less than 1 second? What a segue to a great observer. Flash in, Forrest. Gotta look everywhere. Free kill for Guardian. We seen some difficulty pushing 3 smokes in connector on the T side with or without flashes, because there's no one flash that flashes everywhere in connector because of the depth of some of the walls. 5 versus 3 for the FaZe Clan, and Get Right's looking for his first engagement. Look at these off angles being played. It's a double setup as well. And you see Rain not revealing his position just yet. And Get Right will surely assume that there's no one else there.
Ah, indeed. Rain was patient, and the patience yielded the results. But 45 seconds to go. Draken's still trying to peel away players. Will he be able to get something else? There's the peak. Oh, he can't miss that one. Imagine if he connects that shot. Then there's an A site that can be planted upon. But now it's down to Rez with 15 health to try to find a way to actually win this round against 3. And he will be heard. The running will be heard. Will he check shorts? No, he won't. Olafmeister with the frag. That's 14 rounds for FaZe.
Yeah. Olafmeister makes it to a 30 bomb.
How many T rounds have NIP got in this half?
1.
Just the 1.
No, they've been reset.
Oh dear. It's not a good look for NIP. They're going to force it up. The full force into the set piece on A. Hope for the best. They got 3 CZs. So certainly very possible for them to get something done. I mean, this is definitely far from over from that perspective. If they're able to win this round and start getting the buys in again, there's still a chance.
That's a great song, by the way, Far From Over. Look it up after the match, of course, on the YouTubes. Commonly heard in green rooms. Olafmeister has been taken down in the middle of the short position. Grenades offered towards A, but there's only one person lurking there. Nico in the red, but not dead. Guardians just admiring the scenery at the moment. Pops out to try and get a kill, but the bomb's been lost in the meantime. Towards B, Carrigan with a forward play, maybe a round-winning, maybe a match-winning play from Carrigan. The Danish Devil. Don't kill your teammate. Get Right has collected the bomb. Get Right has lost the bomb. Carrigan is everywhere. Carrigan is nowhere. Carrigan is omnipresent.
ECS hoping to find a weapon of some sorts. But 35 seconds left. 3 players from FaZe, all surrounding the bomb.
Makes for a pretty tough situation for ECS to get anything done, really. And he did spot out Rain, so that's going to give him 1 Constellation kill.
Seconds, and they want him to be desperate. No need for the 1 versus 1s. Force him to run to them, run to his doom. Force him to beg for mercy. But there is no mercy against the likes of FaZe. There is only destruction. There is only...
Sorry.
No, it's too late now.
Sorry, James.
Ruined the moment.
Sorry.
I was spitting hot fire.
All the bars.
I was spitting lyrical lava.
Let's just say, imagine if they'd gotten the bomb down at the very least in the last rounds. They could actually have something on this round to work with, but instead they will get sprayed into the wall. This is not good if you're an NIP fan. FaZe looking strong. Where's Olafmeister? It looks like he'll be denied the 4th bomb.
It was quite promising in the first half. There's still opportunity though, but maybe that has just been blown up by FaZe. ECS, the last one to fall, 16-8. FaZe finished with double the score of NIP.